guys, we're only 1 week away. Hello everybody, my name is Alphamush, and today I'm here with another video, and today I'm here to talk to you guys about something pretty amazing, and yes, basically in this video I'm here to talk to you guys about Skylanders Imaginators. Now you may be wondering, Alpha, why are we talking about that? Well, I'm actually here to wrap things up for Skylanders Imaginators, strangely enough. Yeah, I can't believe it myself. And yes, so actually, you know what, today I have a special guest star. His name is PortalMaster9351. He just hit 1,000 subscribers, and he is pretty amazing, so go check him out. He's pretty amazing, like I just said, and he actually will be having the part 2 to this video. This is part 1, he will have part 2, which will contain the majority of the things that I'll be covering in this wrap-up thing. So how about we just introduce him, so say hello.
Hey there guys, PortalMaster9351 here.
And so guys, so how about we jump right into the wrap-up. So the first little, I guess you like to say, Imaginators deal thing was in the March of 2016 when we had this fake leak come out when it was Skylanders Lost Secrets. It was all just fake, and it kind of just included like, oh, there's Malefor, oh, there's gonna be Malefor, there's gonna be Cinder, Spyro, Hex, Sunburn, all those characters are returning. Clearly they did not, and this was all fake, and the game's not called Skylanders Secret, or Lost Secret, sorry. And yeah, so just give me your thoughts on how you reacted to this entire thing.
Well, at first I thought, hey, this might be something, but then I realized that there were a ton of inconsistencies, there were a ton of words that were not capitalized, and a ton of spelling errors, and I just realized this sounded too good to be true, and it was way too much stuff, and I actually made a video debunking this as soon as it came out.
Yeah, but yeah, I think a lot of people though, I've heard that you got a lot of hate on the video, and I'm pretty sure that was mainly because people wanted that to be real. Like, even though it may have not been real, and it may have been the fakest thing ever, they still wanted it to be real, and they just did not want to give up on it.
Yeah, we hadn't had news in several months, and we were just waiting on something, so I can't blame people for falling for that. I'm just saying, I personally did not.
Yeah, but I actually did though. If you go check out my video, you clearly see that, guys. And yeah, so how about we continue on to the next little leak, okay? So the next leak took place way later, or not too much later. It was a month later, way in late April, I guess you like to say, of 2016, and it contained a fake battle mode leak, which was honestly well constructed at the time, but now that I look back at it, it wasn't too amazing as it looked kind of cheap, and there were some errors like having a giant there, I don't even know, and yeah, so I fell for it, and yeah, so give me your thoughts on this entire situation.
I also think it was very well put together. I'm very glad that we had some people who were familiar with the game League of Legends in the community, though, because what they were is they were slightly edited pictures of League of Legends characters in sort of a battle mode setting. I think it was a really interesting idea, and I honestly think that it was a very good job, but in the end, they got caught.
Yeah, but like, what if we never found out that this was fake, like...
Yeah, that would have been really interesting if we had bought into that for a long time. We would have realized it was fake by now, of course, but I actually did initially think that it was real because I do not play League of Legends, and the characters kind of looked like Skylanders.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah. And so yeah, so how about we continue on to the next little kind of deal when everything started getting real, and it was actually, you know, this isn't really Skylanders Imaginators, but this was just kind of like a huge deal for the community, I guess you like to say, and it was basically, it took place way, not too much later actually, you know, why do I keep on saying that? It took place in the May of 2016, guys, and it was actually, Disney Infinity was leaving, they decided to quit it all, they decided to discontinue all that stuff, shut everything down, and I mean, it wasn't too big of a deal. Honestly, I was a bit happy, but at the same time I was just kind of upset and sad because, like, nostalgia, and yeah, so what are your thoughts on this entire situation?
Well, it was definitely big news because it was the first Toys to Life competitor to officially drop out of the competition, but at the same time it doesn't really mean anything for Toys to Life because Disney actually shut down its entire video game company rather than just Infinity, so I don't really know. I mean, I never played Infinity, but, you know, it was definitely very interesting to see such a long-time competitor, the second one, actually drop out of the race, essentially.
Yeah. And, yeah, I remember the day when they announced that. I mean, I was so excited, and like I said, and, they actually shut down the entire video game thing?
Yes, every single... basically they shut down their video game company, and they're now outsourcing. And an interesting thing, this is a bit off topic, but they are actually talking about potentially making Disney characters in LEGO Dimensions because they're now outsourcing their entire company's video games to other companies.
Wow. That's crazy. And yeah, so how about we continue on to the next leak, guys, and this took place in the same month, just a little bit later after that, and it was the Chopper leak. Okay, so you may be wondering what exactly was that. Well, it turns out, way back in May, like I said, there was some guy that, spray painted a Chopper and reposted him, all that stuff, and then just painted him black, and then, said he was Skylanders 6, while also editing the base to make it look purple, with it originally being orange and all that stuff. Man, it was just amazing, though. Like, that was really just amazing. That was probably the best leak in my honest opinion, and I mean, the most people fell for it, and it actually did have a lot of people in the community appear, which showed that there was still hope for this community back then. So yeah, and what are your thoughts on this entire situation?
I still do not know with 100% certainty that that was actually the figure itself was a fake. I have a theory that the Chopper was a prototype and he just edited the base. That's my personal theory, because he never came out and said exactly what he did to the figure. So it may have actually been a prototype, which I think is kind of what some of the community thinks about that, and that's what I think personally.
Well, I mean, I like the idea. It just seems like, I don't know, it just does not seem too realistic, but that'd be really cool, honestly, if that were the situation.
Yeah.
And yeah, so how about we continue on to the next leak, and this one was actually the first real one, okay? So the Chopper one is actually fake. I don't know if I mentioned that. I think I did. But this one was actually real. It was a huge deal, and it was basically the Kingpin and Golden Queen leak with the calendar and all that stuff. It was just crazy. And then I actually had a reaction video to that. Go check it out if you want to. It's very long though, and yes, so basically in a calendar for the 2017 year, I believe it was, it turns out they actually had leaked Kingpin and Golden Queen art, and the art wasn't even actually the official art. It was like Kingpin was in the old like water thing, and Golden Queen was in the old Earth little background Earth thing, I guess you like to say. And yes, I mean, it was very cool, honestly. And we all thought it was Skylanders Warriors at the time, of course, because like we saw the Kingpin, and we also saw good old Golden Queen, and we didn't know the names at the time, I believe it was. And yes, so what were your thoughts on this situation?
I was pretty excited for this, and the really cool thing was that the day that this leaked was actually the very first day that I had started my Instagram, so I got like 35 followers that day because of that. It was a pretty good day, and I was really excited to actually have some real news.
Yeah. Wait, you started Instagram like a couple months ago?
Oh yeah, it was around May 22nd it was May 22nd, the day that I overhauled my channel, and I said, I'm starting an Instagram, I'm gonna start uploading more, and that was the day that this leak happened, basically. And from there, that's why I exploded in terms of subscribers since then. So yeah. Yeah, I thought you've been around what am I saying? I thought you were around for a longer time though, because like, I guess I've kind of just like talked to you a bit more over these past few months, and I was just assuming that you were here for much longer, and I guess not, I don't know. And yeah, my YouTube channel's been around for 3 years.
Leak, okay? It was in the same month, okay? And it was by the Asian Guy Gamer. Now basically, way back when he had actually gone to an event on Friday, May 20th of 2016, he actually showed us, I believe, on May 14th, 2016. He showed this off on, I believe it was Twitter or Instagram, I have no idea. I think it was actually through a private DM, now that I think of it, and he said he was going to a little Skylanders event on that day, and that's when we naturally assumed that's when the Skylanders 6 reveal was. Turns out that's when it wasn't revealed, yet they had received the information for the game as YRock.TV and the good old Asian Guy Gamer. They all went there, and they actually got the information to release on June 1st of 2016. Now, what are your thoughts on this entire situation?
I actually thought that this is the Golden Queen image that we saw. I actually thought it was the top of the Golden Queen trophy. So I actually thought it was fake, and obviously that was wrong.
Yeah, wait. I think you're thinking of another thing. Like, when he he was in a private DM with Skyfan, and he said that he was going to a private event on the 20th.
Oh.
Yeah, that.
Okay, you may want to cut it there, because here's Okay, so here's what I'm thinking of, because later he sent a DM of the top of the Golden Queen figure. I thought that's what you were talking about.
No, that's not what I was talking about. I'll probably cut this all out though, so yeah, you'll probably just have to continue it right now.
Okay. What are we continuing? What exactly are we doing?
So basically you continue the conversation, like, just right there, and I'll cut everything out from before that.
Well, I definitely believed the Asian Guy Gamer, and at this point I was getting pretty hyped up for what was to come soon.
Yeah. And then, actually, later on, though, as it went by, we didn't see anything on that day, and we were just like, what the heck's going on? And, then we just came to the conclusion, well, clearly he has the information, then he lied to us, actually, which honestly was understandable. He did nothing wrong. He had to, honestly, by Activision. He said that he went to a Battlecast event, and then, yeah, and then, let's see here, then a week later, actually, it turns out, or it was not a week later, it was about, a week and a half later, on the 31st of May, he had actually sent a picture, or no, on the 30th, sorry, on the 30th, he had actually sent a little DM to a Skyfan once again, showing, the top of the, I guess, Golden Queen's crown, and it showed the little, the blue and black situation, and, that's when we all thought, oh, it's Golden Queen, and there's a figure, because like we saw in the previous leak, or I guess you like to say a leak 2 times ago, we saw that we were gonna have Golden Queen art, and we assumed, villain figures. Turns out we actually got them, and then, yeah, so I guess that was that. And, what were your thoughts on this entire situation?
Well, like I said, I thought that the figure was actually the top of the Golden Queen trophy. I didn't know that it was actually Golden Queen's figure itself. I just thought it was a fake that he was trying to get the community hyped up.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking as well on that same night, but then it turns out a day later, he had actually accidentally revealed the entire game, like just a day before he was supposed to, in May. So I mean, it was just crazy. I mean, once we all saw that, we were like, oh my goodness. It was like, I believe it was up for like 5 minutes before Activision went crazy on him. I don't think they went too harsh on him though, so I mean, that was that. And so what were your thoughts on this situation?
This is the reason that in preschool you're supposed to learn 30 days has September, April, June, or like whatever they are. Because May has 31 days, not 30 days. That's why you're supposed to learn this. Because he thought that May the 31st was actually June the 1st. So I just think it was really funny the way it all ended up happening.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, it was a pretty big mess up, I guess you like to say. And I'm pretty sure Activision wasn't too happy about this. And yeah, and let's see here. So the next leak actually came a day later, which was the beginning of June 1st, and that was the official reveal for Skylanders Imaginators, and we got to see some more information on this entire situation regarding towards the creation crystals, some figures, art, gameplay, and etc. So what were your thoughts on this situation?
Well, I mean, there was nothing really too much new that we learned from this event, but I was definitely happy that we actually got the official reveal, and I was actually able to make pretty much any video I wanted on the content. It was a pretty good day.
Yeah, but I mean, we actually got some gameplay though, instead of unlike the previous day.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the gameplay.
Yeah, the gameplay was fine. And then, if we were to continue on, guys, we would have another little thing, and it was also that Pinata and Wolfgang were confirmed to be returning, as Mike Netrart had actually talked to someone on Twitter, I can't remember who it was, and he confirmed that Pinata was going to be coming back with a Candy X, although this year I don't really see a Candy X, I don't know what's up with that. And then we also had Wolfgang confirmed through the Dark Starter Pack, I believe it was, or yeah, I believe it was the Dark Starter Pack. And yeah, so what were your thoughts on this entire situation?
I was really cool. I thought it was really cool that we saw Wolfgang completely overhauled, because it kind of showed that, hey, not all the villains will be the way that they used to be, and it kind of showed that they were open to changing the villains' designs, and I really thought that was cool.
Yeah, I really liked it, honestly. Like, when I first saw Wolfgang with the bow and arrow. I mean, I was just freaking out. I was thinking it was so cool. And then, yeah, and I was just still waiting for Pinata. We're still waiting for Pinata. Although we haven't really seen much of him in-game. I don't really know what's up with the Candy Axe, so I don't know what's going on with it. Is it going to be happening? Is it not? I just don't know. And, yeah, so, if we were to continue on, there was actually the Dark Starter Pack announced at the same time with Wolfgang, as he was announced and confirmed, and they had the Dark Starter Pack revealed with Dark Kingpin, Dark Golden Queen, and Dark Wolfgang. Along with that, we also have the Dark Creation Crystal, the Fire Creation Crystal, and the Light Creation Crystal, and it came in a starter pack for $100, and yeah, I believe it's also exclusive to GameStop retailers, and yeah, so what were your thoughts on this entire situation?
I thought it was pretty cool. You know, I always get the Dark Starter Pack, and I think that it's, I thought it was really awesome.
Yeah, I'm probably going to be getting... Yeah, I actually did pre-order the Dark Starter Pack for Skylanders Imaginators this year, so I mean, I can't wait to get it, and yeah. And if we were to continue on, guys, we would have basically the E3 event, okay? So basically what was announced there was first the Ambush and Ember figure, okay? So Ambushed. So we had Ambush announced, guys. That was a huge thing, guys. That was probably the biggest thing on this entire list, guys, gotta be honest with you. Ambush was a huge deal. Then we also had Ember, which honestly I don't care about. And then we also had Crash Bandicoot announced. We had all that stuff announced, and it was pretty crazy, and everyone was freaking out and all that stuff. And then after that, we actually had a Dr. Crankcase leaked through some art and through a magazine, I believe it was. And then after that, or actually no, during that entire situation, I guess you like to say, we had selfie mode, I guess, revealed, and that really doesn't matter too much as well. And then after that, I believe the Skylanders Academy TV show, basically, information was just shown out there, like it was going to be on Netflix and all that stuff. And yeah, so what were your thoughts on this entire thing at E3 this year?
Well, Ambush and Ember were definitely cool. We had definitely been wondering about those, and I thought it was pretty nice to actually learn about all the characters that were on that artwork that we had seen since day one. As far as Crankcase is concerned, Crankcase, it was good to see him coming back. I know a lot of people had wanted that. Selfie mode was pretty big for some people, but I personally don't enjoy selfie mode. I don't do selfies. I don't do selfie mode. So I'm not really the biggest fan of that. I was glad to finally get some Skylanders Academy information announced, because we had actually known about that since last year. For like a long time we had known about the show, and we had heard absolutely nothing on it. As far as Crash Bandicoot is concerned, that was definitely one of the things I was very excited for. That was actually, my video on this was actually the first time that I had gotten 100 views in under an hour on any video. So Crash Bandicoot, I think, for the entire community was a huge thing of news, and I was personally really excited for it.
Yeah, did you have any, like, just, like, childhood connections to it? Like, really young childhood?
Well, my dad actually has some of the original Crash Bandicoot games for the PS1, so I was familiar with the game, with that character. Not really necessarily an attachment to him. I wasn't, like, a huge fan of Crash or anything, but I definitely thought it was cool, considering that this is a character that I was familiar with from older consoles.
Yeah, that was kind of the same for me as well. And I actually did play like 1 or 2 games, so I mean, like, I wasn't really too big of a fan though. And yeah, so if we were to continue on, guys, we would actually have some more information that was leaked, and it was basically the MAP, which I still don't even know what that is exactly yet, guys. And we also had the adventure and the expansion packs leaked, okay? So basically, not like packs, just like they're returning in general, like those were leaked, okay? So basically, they were leaked through a game, and game little deal with like Crash Bandicoot having his little Thumpa Wumpa Island, and we just saw that there, and we assumed, oh, it's an adventure pack, and it turns out that was actually the adventure pack that does not have an adventure piece, but it turns out there actually are adventure pack, guys. That was confirmed, like the Griffin Observatory, I believe it is, and then we also had the Elven Tree thing, I don't even know, and yeah, so what are your thoughts on this entire situation?
Adventure packs are cool. I like adventure packs, and they're a lot better than racing or battle packs. So definitely very excited to see them coming back. I was a little bit disappointed that, you know, there's no adventure piece in the Crash pack, but still, pretty cool.
Yeah. And then, after that, guys, we actually had a Wildstorm and Mystic Cat leak where their names were basically leaked throughout the, or through the Skylanders Imaginators Creation Crystal menu, sorry about that. And, yes, so, I mean, it was a pretty big deal, I guess you like to say, because, like, we were like, oh my goodness, who's Mystic Cat? Is it another Scratch? Is it gonna be just a normal cat? Who knows? So, it turns out it's like some kind of scimitar cat, I guess you like to say, or a deformed cat, I don't know. And, yes, so, what were your thoughts on this entire thing?
Well, my video on Mr. Cat and Wildstorm, they were actually such big news. I was in the state of Indiana and made a video on it while in Indiana. It was pretty cool. I was definitely really excited to actually learn the names of these two new characters, even though we hadn't seen Mr. Cat yet. And it was also nice that we got Wildstorm's name, because we were able to associate the name Wildstorm with the character that we had seen in the trailer initially. So yeah, I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah, and the way actually that we were able to associate the Wildstorm name with the character in the creation, or not the creation, in the little Imaginators trailer was because like there was some kind of piece in the Imaginators menu that was next to it, and it said awarded by Wildstorm, and it showed I believe it was arm deal thing, shoulder, I don't know what you call it, for that same exact character, so we just assumed that was the character. And yeah.
Yep.
And then for after that, we actually have the nicknames. Okay, so nicknames were returned, or what am I saying? Nicknames were confirmed to come back. So I mean, it was pretty amazing. And I mean, honestly, it was clearly expected that as you're creating your own Skylander, you're gonna be naming it, and you're also gonna be naming your own senseis, because like, why not? And yes. So what were your thoughts on this situation? How do you feel about nicknames returning?
Well, nicknames, I've never really taken advantage of nicknames that much. I prefer to leave my Skylanders as normal, but I definitely like that they're coming back for the sake of Imaginators, and we're not having to use, like, preset names for these guys. So yeah, I definitely thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah, like, I used nicknames, though, way back when I was younger, like when I was in 3rd and 4th grade, because, like, I was that little when they released the first few games, and, I mean, I just love nicknames. I mean, I fell in love with it, and I think that if there is a younger audience that comes with Imaginators, then they'll definitely love it as well, which I honestly believe it is a great deal. And yes, and if we were to continue on, guys, we actually have actually, you know, the last thing for this video, okay, and it's basically that, Starcast, Tycoon Crow, and Blastertron were all leaked, as Blastertron's sword was leaked through the, Creation Crystal menu, along with some arm guards, like, later on in July, I believe it was, and then we also had Tycoon Crow leaked. I can't remember how, I think it was through a sword, or through some, leggings, and then for, Starcast, we actually had him leaked, through a Snapchat little deal for these official Skylanders game, and, yes, so what were your thoughts on these entire situations?
Well, as for the Starcast leak, I definitely thought it was cool. We only got a little tiny glimpse of Starcast to begin with, but from what we saw, I thought it looked pretty cool. Tycoon Crow was definitely interesting. I'm still kind of interested in the fact that he is a fire character instead of dark, and then we have, you know, of course, Hood Signal for dark. I think that was a very interesting choice there, but overall, I am pretty impressed with Tycoon Crow. And Blastertron was definitely cool, although I think a lot of us were hoping for Luminous, and I actually, even though I knew it was unlikely, wanted Spell Slamzer to come, but, you know, didn't happen. But Blastertron is good.
Yeah, honestly, I would love to see a Luminous figure. Like, if we got a Luminous figure, I would just freak out. I'd grab that thing right at the first second of seeing it, man. It would just be amazing. And, yes, and then, let me think. For Starcast, though, I actually thought that was going to be some kind of, like, lighter, dark. I actually know, I thought it was a dark character when I first saw it, but the art came out for him, and I thought it was a light character, and when I see the art today, I still don't even think that is him, but at the same time, it kind of does look like him, as we can see the stars moving around him, and all that stuff. I don't know why it was yellow, though. And yes, and then I actually thought he was like a shark or some kind of cricket creature. I don't know what he was at first, but then once I actually saw him, I honestly just instantly fell in love with him, because he was that amazing. Because he was like this cool looking ninja character, and it's basically like a dream character in my eyes, other than Ambush, you know. And yes, so that's that. And yes, basically, anyways, thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe for content, give this video a huge thumbs up, and tell me down below how you found Imaginators. If you're going to be checking out part 2, if you want to see part 2, that'd be pretty amazing. And also go check out PortalMaster9351 once again. And yes, basically, anyways, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time in another video.